Hi, this is Martin Compton here again. Thanks for inviting me last week. Really enjoyed working with you, and I just thought I would send a quick summary of some of the things that we talked about. I'm using a tool called Screencastify, which works nicely in Chrome on the Mac. There are other screencasting tools that you can use. The PC version that I favour is called Screencast-O-Matic if you want to make something similar to this. It's just a case of going to the site, clicking record, and pretty much off you go. So it can be really useful if you're going to be absent or if you want to flip some of your sessions, whatever. Anyway, let's just turn to the tools that we looked at. The first one was Poll Everywhere, if you remember, and I gave you a link, which was to a question with a box that you typed in, and then you were able to respond, and then that response appeared on the main screen. So if I just type a response here, it's imaginative, isn't it? So there we go. I go back, and once that's been received, and you can see that it's been received in my management window here, Poll Everywhere. Oh, it's disconnected. It will come back again in just a second. You'll see that the responses are appearing on that screen. You'll notice that I don't know why it's doing that. You'll notice that I've got loads of questions here, and you can just create a new one, ask a question. It's really easy. It's really great. Works really effectively. If I have a look at a different question, you can see I said that you can integrate it with PowerPoint. There are different sharing options here, so it's pretty straightforward. I'm not sure why I'm not hooking up to the internet on this. I need to check that later. So that was the first thing. The second thing was the collaborative documents and the collaborative presentations. You saw this. You set up the template. The thing that I didn't show you that is really important is here. This is where you need to set the permissions so that people can access it. So you click on share, you change this to anyone with the link can edit, and then you copy this link. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this is that you'll notice that here, that isn't that great long link that I copied. It's actually a nice short one that I could even read out in class. And I do that at a place called tinyurl.com. Paste it in. The link that I thought I'd just copied. Let me copy it again. Copy that back in here. Paste it in. It's not allowing me to do that. There we go. And then I put an alias in here for what I want this link to be. So I call it redinst4, say. Make the tiny URL, and there it is. And now that, if I type that in the address bar, will take me to that long URL. And I think that's, in terms of technique and skills, I showed you some of the resources. In terms of technique and skills, that one is essential to being able to access all the resources that you create. How do people get to it? Well, that I can read out in class. I can tell them on their devices, just type this in, go into this resource, and you'll be able to access the same thing that you can see on the screen. So in terms of accessing materials, knowing what the link is, knowing how to shorten it is fundamental. So we looked at that, the possibilities of multiple authors on collaboration. I talked about blend space and how you can use that as a way of presenting material and quickly curating material from the web. And a lot of you seem very keen to try that, so I hope some of you have tried it already. And we looked at Padlet, and you were contributing to that. There's an idea for a lesson plan, and here's some of your contributions. Notice that you can add links, you can upload documents, you can take an image. So I'm just going to quickly illustrate that now. It may be that because I'm doing a screen recording, it's not allowing me to do that because it's being used elsewhere, but take my word for it, you can do it quite easily. So that was quite nice. The micro-poll thing, I don't need to show you that again. That was just a really quick survey, just at the start or the end of the class, something like that maybe. Vocaroo was the audio, and this was the more sophisticated audio, particularly if you've got a smartphone. Download the app, do up to 10-minute recordings each time, and then have them in a channel online in one accessible place, or get the students to do them as well. Class Tools was this one. Remember, this is not a collaborative tool. It's something that you can create a template of, put as much or as little detail in as you want, as I've done here, and then you send it to the students and they individually edit and post different things on it, so only their screen changes. So that's quite a different angle to the whole thing. I showed you Quizlet, and a lot of you hadn't seen that before, and it's a great tool for embedding literacy. Remember, that was the one where you have the different activities. So you have the flashcards, where you have the pipe wrench. It reads it out to you, and you have the image on the other side, or just a definition on the other side. And it has a whole bunch of different activities, like the test, the games, and the speller, which is probably my favourite because it's really useful for supporting jargon. We didn't get a chance to have a look at S'more, but it is a rather nice looking tool. It's quite easy to create these flyers, and you might be particularly interested in this one. The link is on that initial document. This is a collection of online presentation tools with examples that I've created that you might be interested in. So another thing to have a look at. So please feel free to look and share. I talked about other apps for iPad or tablets, and there's some video tools down here as well, and a couple of really nice extra tools that you might want to think about. If you start getting really enthused by Google and Chrome, then visit the Chrome store. It's quite remarkable what is there that you can find purpose for, use for teaching and learning. Not all of them are designed for that, but a lot of them can be used in that way. Maria uses Pinterest, and you know, that's not designed for teaching and learning at all, but it's got so many applications. So once again, it was a real pleasure to work with you. Thanks to Martha. Just one thing that I'd like to flag up: we are running a one-day intensive, hands-on resource creation day using cloud tools here at Ealing, Hammersmith and West London College on Friday, September the 26th. If you're interested in that, Martha has some of the leaflets. So, you know, please get in touch and reserve a place. If you got excited about all of these tools, then the day is definitely for you. Okay, all the best, and thanks again.